Hello guys, me again Aswad. Um, okay, I did a serious video. Now it's back to some entertainment video. For entertainment video, this time I'm gonna review a movie called Dawn of the Dead. It's a zombie movie by Zack Snyder, and I'm making this video because I'm watching uh, the new Zack Snyder movie. Um, what do you call that? The Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead. Yeah, that's the latest Zack Snyder movie. So in conjunction with that, I had to watch his first movie, which is also a zombie movie. Zack Snyder directed the remake of Dawn of the Dead, and so I want to do this review first about his first zombie movie. Okay, so this first zombie movie, the first movie made by Zack Snyder. Surprisingly, after I did some research, I didn't know before this. Um, Dawn of the Dead was written by James. Is it James Gunn? Yeah. So James Gunn, the director who directed Guardians of the Galaxy, he wrote this movie, and Zack Snyder directed it. So coincidence, I don't know, but uh, good information to know. So anyway, I saw this movie, and I think it's one of the best zombie movies ever made. You know, one of the best, because there's so many zombie movies. Sometimes you get boring, but I like the zombie movies that I like is this Dawn of the Dead, the Zack Snyder one that I watched. I have to say Train to Busan, a Korean zombie movie. 28 days later. Yeah, those are the three that is most memorable. So I kind of enjoy the zombie genre, but I don't like the violence so much. I'm very afraid of gore. So those three movies I think that I mentioned is just good enough, because I mean good enough in terms of there's not too much gore. It's not so much gore, but focus on more story. So I like story, and have movie that has story and plot. So Train to Busan have that, and 28 days later definitely have that. Oh yeah, World War Z, I forgot. World War Z also have a good storyline. I like movies with good storyline and plot. So Dawn of the Dead is fantastic because it's scary. It has a good story, um, and I was surprised because this is Zack Snyder's first zombie movie, and the focus has a lot of focus on the human characters. And after I watch it, and this review will be spoiler. Okay, so let me give you a synopsis first. Uh, Zombie outbreak happened all of a sudden, like in this community first. Uh, the that people suddenly wake up becoming zombies, and children becoming zombies. Very scary. I think the first trailer when this movie first came out, they show these children becoming zombies. It was the most frightening kind of trailer. I still remember. I'm so old. I seen the first trailer when this movie came out was children becoming zombies. It was so scary. So this lady wake up, and then with the husband or the boyfriend, I don't know, but the one of the children went into the room, and turns out the children bite the dad, and the children was already a zombie. So it was so shocking and so scary. And when she left the place, when she left her house, and she see everything is going to chaos already, and well, to cut the story short, like she met with a few more survivors, and they all make their way to a mall. So when they go to the mall is they meet security people, there are security guards at the mall, and the security guard was being very strict with them. They don't believe what I mean. They ask these people to not go into the mall because they are security guards, right? They are supposed to protect the mall, but they are quite dumb, and they don't realize is the extent of the zombie uprising apocalypse. Even the heroes or the characters here, they don't understand it either. So there's the hero, the lady in the first lady that woke up and see the boyfriend, and then there was another one cop, one gangster, black thug with his girlfriend, with his wife, and then Ving Rhames play the cop, the security guard, there's three. There's a few more people that mix up. So and then they told the story after that. They focus more on the characters, these people, instead too much of the zombie. They mentioned the zombie on in terms of TV show and in terms of news reading, but the great thing about this movie is they focus on the characters. You get to know all the characters, their development. So I like this is different from other Zack Snyder movies because the characters actually have a character arc. Character arc means people actually change. So characters change their behavior from the start of the movie and the end of the movie. They have a change of character. So I'm not spoiling anything, but Ving Rhames has an arc. The security guard has an arc, which I like when characters have their own character arc. But the rest, I don't think that have the character arc is that what do you call that, too obvious, you know. Sorry. Okay, so and then when they were staying inside the mall, for this the story keep focusing on this live their life at the mall, and what they do and what they enjoy themselves at the mall, and then they realize in front of the mall there's a gun shop. So there's a gun shop. There's also a survivor there. So for this while, they've been having fun talking to this guy, and all the while, zombies started to come to the mall and start to gather at the mall. And maybe they don't explain it why, but they say maybe the zombie remember that they like to go to the malls. And some say the zombie is smelling their blood, their brain. So the zombies wants to eat them. And okay, so after a while, I mean, I wouldn't make the decision, but they decided to go away from the mall because they was somehow they were bored there, or they was feeling it's dangerous to stay there. So they decided to leave the mall. And that's when the third part of the movie started. Then they decided to start. The start is the first half is they come to the mall, they get to know each other, we get to know the character. Second is how their life at the mall, they enjoy themselves there at the mall, things drama happen there. Third is when they decided to leave the mall. So they decided to go away from the mall to go to a marina, which is where there's a lot of boats, yacht boats. So they think instead of staying at the mall, they want to go to get the yacht and escape this place and to the middle of the ocean, to the middle of the lake or ocean. I don't know. I'm not paying attention so much. I think it's a lake, but it's a huge lake. So they decided, okay, why don't we take the yacht, and then they decide to go. So they decided to get this gun owner, this gun shop owner. They said, we better take this guy also, because if we take this guy, then we have a lot of weapon with us, and we cannot leave him because they're having fun with him. But all that while, the second half, they never thought about rescuing him. Only the third half, when they realized, oh, we need to rescue him and take him along with us, then they started, all the chaos started to happen when they decided to leave the mall. So I think here's where the summary, the spoiler starts, and I hope you'll be patient with me because I'm going to spoil the movie. It's an old movie anyway. So they decided to rescue help the gun shop owner by giving him food. So how they do that is they put a dog. They found a dog and then they put food in the dog. Put like carrier, so the dog can carry the food to the guy and the gun shop. And the zombie never eat the dog. They don't care about the dog. So that's smart. So but when the when the when the dog goes there to the gun shop, a stupid thing happened where the gun shop owner wanted to go and pick up the dog, but when the dog entered the doggy hole, the zombie also walked into the shop. So it's it's very frustrating and sad, because then, oh no, then the guy turns out to be a zombie, right? Because the zombie enter. Okay, now this is where all the crazy stuff starts to happen. Very frustrating. So one of the girl who was trapped with them, but who also loved the dog, stupidly tried to escape the mall, take a truck, and try to rescue the dog in the middle of the zombie. There's a lot of zombies, right? So this girl, stole the truck and go to the shop and then try to rescue the dog. She managed to enter the shop, and then suddenly they had a radio control, walkie-talkie. So they were communicating with her, and then she was saying that the guy is already bitten. He's becoming a zombie, and then he's trying to attack her, and then she hide inside a closet. Now that is the most frustrating and the most dumb. I think it was very frustrating to me to see. Why do you want to save a dog in the middle of zombie apocalypse? If you think wisely, you should have let the dog die. And if they had stick to that, none of the problem will happen. So, and then another stupid thing happened. This is why I said selfish people. There's a lot of selfishness in this kind of zombie movie. That's normal. So the girl was being selfish. Now she's trapped there. Now they have to rescue her. So this is the third part of the movie where everything goes to hell. Because when they start to attack, to try to save her, so they go underground, which I think they should have done in the first place. But they go underground through the pipelines underground, and then they try to enter the gun shop. They manage, but a bit chaos, so they get all the guns there and whatnot, rescue the girl, and then somehow manage to bring her back, after almost dying. And then I think that was very risky. At that point, in the third half of this movie, I was already frustrated, but it's still a fun movie. So let me finish the spoiler. So they rescue the girl. At this point, and the most weird time, they are more adamant to leave the mall. So they build. Oh yeah. I mixed up the plan. They decided then, after they rescued the girl, they decided to leave the mall. So they fixed the bus. They found a bus under the parking. So they decided to create this super kind of armored bus, armored bus, so that they can escape the zombie crowd, the zombie mob. And I'll be honest with you, at the third part of this movie, I really find it frustrating. I mean, I respect the Zack Snyder want to do this, but in terms of logic, I would not have left the mall. Because at the mall they get clean water, and they are at least quite protected from the zombie crowd. If they have locked the doors very carefully, they can stay there for a while. And then the people there are so excited about leaving the mall to go to this marina, to go to this yacht. I wasn't very well planned. So when the truck, the school bus, two of them, they fixed up the school bus, put a lot of armor, so they go through the zombie crowd, and that's when the frustration starts to happen. More and more build up, after you have to rescue this girl, selfish girl, and her dog. And then they created this, try to decide to leave the safety of the mall to go to the yacht. And then when they go through the crowd, the first mistake was the crowd is slow the bus down, because the zombie doesn't care. And the school bus doesn't have CC. The horsepower of a school bus is not that strong. It's not a four-wheel drive. So the school bus is a very slow moving vehicle. If you notice, it's a very slow moving vehicle. It's not a powerhouse. So I was looking at that when they were trying to escape and then they meet the crowd of zombies. I was feeling, if this is a logical situation, the bus will get stuck. Because even if they trample the zombies are many, and you cannot crush the zombie crowd. So somehow or other they managed to, because it's a movie, right? So they managed to escape the zombie crowd, and then make their way, drive to the marina where the ships are there. Okay, like I said, the only one mistake was the trying to go through this zombie crowd. Second mistake, and this is the weird mistake, because I have to say this very frustrating. When you drive a school bus, you cannot drive very fast, right? I understand that you cannot drive very fast, so you have to be cautious. And so when they drive the school bus, I don't know how, but the school bus crashed into something and then turned over. When that happened, I mean, it was dangerous for a lot of. That's when a lot of people die. The group that involved started to die. The numbers started to go down, because at that point they made a lot of mistake. They're rushing to the marina. If I were them, and it's a school bus, they cannot drive fast anyway. So they could have just drive in a casual space and not crash into anything, and then reach the marina. But they didn't do that. So one of the bus turned over, and the zombie was already coming on top of them. And then thankfully, it was near the marina already. And one of the school bus crashed right into the marina. But somehow they managed to get around it. The rest survivors managed to get around it, except for the first, for the bus that was stuck there. So one of them sacrificed himself to fight the rest of the zombie is coming, wave of zombie coming, and they managed to go on the ship and on the small boat. It's a yacht. So when they get onto the yacht, one survivor had to stay behind because he was bitten when the bus turned over or something. I don't really remember when he got bitten, but he decided to stay at the marina. And the ship, they left the marina, and the movie ends. But after that, there's I think one of the first movie that have a end screen, end scenes. They have a few end scenes where after they travel on the boat, so the boat was traveling until the boat runs out of gas or fuel, and then they see an island in the middle. So they decided to land on the island. So when they decided to land on the island, turns out at first they thought it was no zombie there, but when they land on the island, they realized there's a zombie there also, and the zombie was trying to attack them, coming back to their ship, which has crashed there, and they have no fuel, right? And the movie ends like that. Okay, so it's a bit long-winded, but Yeah. What do I think about the movie? I think the movie is fantastic in terms of plot and storyline. The first half is good enough. I think the first half made a great horror movie by itself. The second half, I have to give kudos to the director and the storyteller because they focus on the human, on the characters, which is Zack Snyder. After that, doesn't do human stories like this anymore. So they're very less focused on the zombie, which is I think how it should have been. Who cares about the zombie so much? Because I don't care. But I like the second half because of the character. The character, you get to know them. You start to care about them. Even the selfish girl who want to rescue her dog, you understand why she does it, and you sympathize with her also. And even though the movie has annoying things that happen, but I have to give like, okay, this is the director choice. It's his story, and I think he pulled it good enough. Because if my position, if I'm writing this movie, if I'm not, because the movie make you think, no, if I was in the movie, I will not leave the mall. You guys can leave the mall. I lock the mall down and just stay inside the mall. As long as the running water, fine, you know. So they didn't do that. They didn't do that. That's one of the only frustrating part of the movie. I wouldn't go on the ship. Even if I go on the ship, I would do. Even if you end up on a boat, when you know there's danger, there's a possible danger on the shore, you don't land the boat near the shore. Like in any, you park the boat, you anchor the boat before like a few meters away from the shore, and then you go with a small boat or whatnot to recce the island, scout the island first. So I think that's very basic for anybody who have any military story or whatnot. So I learned that because that's logic, right? You don't park your boat there. So that's only nitpicking about the movie, but I do enjoy it. I think this is his first movie. It's a terrific horror movie, zombie movie, also scary. Good human characters. I like Ving Rhames. He plays a cop, which is fantastic. I also like CJ. He's the security guard. He's also heroic. The other characters are so. Um, but I discovered something which is after I watched this movie, I feel a bit depressed because the movie is a bit sad and depressing, and the ending is a bit sad and depressing. So be careful, be warned. If you don't like to be depressed or you feel you easily to get depressed or sad, this movie doesn't have a happy ending, in my opinion. So it can leave you in the feeling of, oh, that sucks. I wish there was a happy ending. There's not a happy ending. So I have to give you that. But it is one of the best zombie movie, in my opinion. I just wish there was a happy ending. I think other movies like Train to Busan, 28 Days Later, there is a happy ending because I think at least you want to leave the cinema or stop watching with feeling good. This movie doesn't give you the good feeling. Yeah? Okay. So, do I give a score for this movie? It's an old movie. I have to say, this is different from the new Zack Snyder movies. It's so different. This is his first movie, but it's already good enough, to scare you and to make you interested in watching. But it's not something you want to watch again and again because it's quite depressing. So my score for this movie is 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, I would say average score. It's an average movie, horror movie, but I try to avoid movie that makes you feel sad or depressing. Why do you want to feel that? But some people do. Okay, so that's my short review. Short review is a long review of Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.